Hi yogis, and welcome to your week 16 practice. This week we're going to be focusing on relieving sciatic pain. So any lower back pain that you are starting to have due to the hormone relaxin in your system, or possibly if you're further along in pregnancy because baby's just getting a little too big and starting to sit on that sciatic nerve. So whatever part of your pregnancy you're at right now, this is a great practice for you. And even if you're not pregnant, all of these stretches are great for relieving sciatic nerve pain. So there are other stretches in yoga that are perfectly acceptable to help with this type of pain. However, some of them involve lying on our bellies, so we're not going to be touching on those today. The tools that you're going to need are a strap, a block, a bolster or a pillow, and then a timer. I just use my phone. Starting out today, we're going to lay on our backs. So go ahead and lower yourself down. Keep your feet on the mat, knees bent. Rest your hands on your belly. Release your shoulders onto your mat. Relax your neck, lengthen your neck. Let go of any tension that you're holding on to. Close your eyes and just start to focus in the here and now. Start to regulate your breathing, making your inhale and your exhale even to one another. Taking the inhale and the exhale through the nose. Scanning your body, feeling if there's any tension that you're holding on to and sending the breath there. Checking your mind, seeing if it's wandering. And if it does, that's fine. Just acknowledge and then move back to the present moment. Hold here for a few breaths, just really sinking in, preparing for your practice today. Gently flutter your eyes open. Take both hands and wrap them around your right knee. Extend your left knee out toward the mat, toward the floor. And then just pull your right knee in toward your body. If you've got a bit of a belly going on, just pull it over to the side. Stretch out your hamstrings. And same thing with the other side. Pull the left knee in, right leg out straight, toes flexed. Right leg active. Stretch out those hamstrings. Pull both knees into your chest. Again, if you've got that belly going on, just keep the knees a little wide. And make little circles with your knees on the ceiling. Rolling around on your sacrum, on your lower back. Start to feel where you might have a little bit of tension in what's going on. If you get to a point that's particularly sticky or a little bit painful, just slowly go over it. Then reverse the way that you're making your circle. Go the opposite way. A few more moments here, breathing, feeling your body, feeling your lower back. Even if you don't have such pain as sciatic pain, you still, in pregnancy, get some lower back pain, so this is a great practice today. You're going to grab for your strap and take your right leg up to the ceiling. The strap around the ball of your right foot. Your left foot is going to stay on your mat, your left knee bent. So take your leg up straight, hold the strap, one side of each strap in either hand, and stretch out your hamstring, the back of your leg. Sometimes sciatic pain or lower back pain is caused because we have tighter hamstrings. So opening up these hamstrings is going to do us a world of good. Just hold here, feeling where the stretch is. Again, keeping the breath nice and steady, sending the breath to where you're feeling the stretch. You can start to work the foot a little bit closer towards your face, as long as you keep your sit bones, your pelvis, meeting with the mat. Flex the top foot. Release the shoulders toward the mat. And switch sides. Gently take the strap off your right foot. Place it around the ball of your left foot. Right knee stays bent on the mat. And feel the stretch on the left side of your hamstrings. Again, lengthening the tailbone toward your heel, the heel that's on the mat. Trying to keep your back flat against the mat. Shoulders relaxed down. And breathing into the stretch. If this is really, really painful for you, feel free to take a little bend in your knee. We don't want you to be in excruciating pain, but we do want you to get the benefit of the stretch. Hold here, relaxing. Release the foot. Take the strap off. You're going to take your right ankle and place it below your left knee. So you're kind of making a figure 4. Reach through the little hole and grab behind your hamstring. Flex both of your feet, and then gently, as you keep your shoulders on the mat, start to pull your left thigh toward you and take your right knee away. This pose is going to stretch out our hips. It's going to start to stretch out your hamstrings in a different way, and it's going to lengthen your back. So by keeping your back on the mat, we're going to gain some of the benefits here. A few more breaths. Really keeping that right knee away from your body as you work the left leg toward you. And switching sides, this time the left ankle comes to the right knee. Grab behind the right thigh. Pull in toward the body, keeping the shoulders on the mat, and the left knee goes away from the body. For me, I feel this in my hips a ton, so I send my breath there, and I focus on relaxing and releasing that area. A few more breaths. Release the leg, and then come onto all fours. Gently rock up, or take your time getting to all fours. You're going to stack your hips over your knees, your shoulders over your wrists, and just to release the spinal area and your belly a little bit. Inhale, and you're going to look forward, not gently dropping the belly down. Exhale, round the back, pull the pelvis in and tuck your chin. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, release, feeling any tension or tightness in the little erector spinae, the little places in your back, start to release. Inhale, look forward, linking the breath with the movement. Exhale, curl in. And one more time, inhale. Exhale. Coming to a neutral spine. Tuck your toes and really press through your hands into the mat. Spread your fingers nice and wide. You can maybe walk your hands a little bit forward so that your hands are in front of where your shoulders are. Keep your toes tucked, and then you're going to gently lift your hips off the ground. And today we're going to keep our knees bent. So like we mentioned with stretching out our hamstrings, sometimes tight hamstrings contribute to lower back pain. So keeping the knees bent takes the hamstrings out of the equation. And then sit your bottom all the way up as high as you can, creating a lot of space in your upper body and your torso. If you need to here, if your belly feels squished, just take your feet a little bit further apart to accommodate for baby. Keeping the hands nice and steady, working the hands. Hips are high, knees are bent. Just hold here. Again, getting the benefits of being a little bit upside down, getting the heart to go above where the head is, keeping the breath steady, and gently lower the knees to the floor. Sit back on your heels, and you're going to come to a seated position. We're going to do a figure 4, but this time seated. So again, it's going to release the piriformis, your hips. You're going to place your right foot on the mat, and take your left ankle above your knee. Flex your left foot and then start to pull your left knee away from your body. If you don't feel anything here, decrease the space between your bottom and your heel, and then start to sit up a little taller until you find that sweet spot. Again, if you don't really find access to it, keep moving this left knee away from your body. Hold here, and just relax. Though you might feel a little bit squished with baby in the way, there is going to be a little bit of room, so just make sure you lengthen your upper body here. And switch sides. This time your left foot on the mat. Right ankle goes below the knee. Flex the right foot. Take the right knee away from your body and sit up tall, lifting through the sternum, through the heart center. Breathe into the hips here. Everything's connected in the body, so if we have tightness in one area, it's going to affect all the other areas. So that's why it's important for us to work the hips, the hamstrings, and also loosen the little muscles along the spine. And release that. Sit up nice and tall. You're going to take your right knee and place it on top of your left knee. So walk your feet out as much as you can, trying to stack your knees. If your hips are a little bit tighter, you might have a bit of a space here. That's fine. As long as you feel the stretch in your hips, that's what we're going for. So wherever you are today, be there. If this gap is a little too much for baby, you can take your shins and stack them one on top of each other. So knees if you can, shins if that's too much. Sit up tall and then gently lean forward. So we don't want to squish the belly too much here, so create lots of length in the torso, sitting up tall, and a gentle lean, and then you're going to start to feel it in your hips one more time. Hold here, breathing. And then come on up. Switching sides, this time taking either the left shin on top of the right shin, holding here and leaning forward, or the left knee stacked all the way on top of the right knee, walking the feet out to the sides, sitting up tall, finding length in the torso, lifting through the heart, and then gently coming forward. It doesn't need to be a big motion. It's just getting the hips involved. Release that. Come to a cross-legged position, whichever you like. We're going to just take a nice gentle twist. Right hand comes to the left knee. Twist and look behind you. Keeping the torso nice and tall, spine, each little spinal vertebrae stacked on top of the other. Breathing nice and even. Again, just stretching out all the little muscles that attach to our back. Release the rotation and twist the other way. Left hand grabs the right knee, shoulders roll back, heart lifts, and twist to the other side. Releasing the rotation. Come on to all fours. From all fours, you're going to take your right knee and you're going to place it by your right wrist. Your left ankle is going to be by your left wrist. Work your left leg back until it's straight. Go ahead and check on that left leg and make sure the toes are pointing straight behind you. If you have some tight hips at this point, go ahead and grab for your block. So from the front, your leg is in front of you, your right leg is in front of you, and your left leg is behind you. If you find yourself floating and it's uncomfortable, take your block and you're just going to place it underneath your hip so you have a little bit of support. So as we hold here, if you are familiar with yoga, a lot of times we fold forward and just lay ourselves on the mat. That's not possible with baby. So just come forward as much as you can. Again, you can use a block and rest your forearms on it, or you can come all the way down to your forearms. Hold here and let the hip relax and release. Holding probably for about 30 seconds. It takes that long for our body to start to realize that it's not in a panic state, so it doesn't need to tense up, and then our body can release and relax into the pose. So Breathe into it. Place your hands on the mat, sit up tall, tuck your back toe, curl it under, and then come to downward facing dog. Pedal out the heels, work out any tension that's developed. Place both knees on the mat, and this time the same thing with the left leg. So you're going to take the left knee forward, place it by the left wrist, right ankle, or the left ankle comes near the right wrist, and then work that right foot back. Take a check, make sure that your right toes are straight behind you. Sit up nice and tall. If you need a little support for that hip, place your block under your hip, and you can hold here sitting up tall, or gently crawl yourself forward onto your forearms, onto a bolster, whatever works best for you. And as you're here, focus on your breathing, focus on sending the breath to your hip, and just enjoy being where you are. A few more breaths using the inhale and the exhale to really get deeper into the pose. Take both hands to the floor, crawl yourself up to a seated pose. Curl your back toes, hands stay flat on the mat, and come to downward facing dog. Again, pedal out your heels, get any little kinks that have developed out. Lower your knees to the mat, and then come onto your back. Keeping your knees bent, place your hands by the sides of your body. Feet planted firmly into the mat, about hip distance apart, and then take your shoulders all the way down to the mat. On your inhale, lift your hips up and come to a supported bridge pose. If you'd like, you can keep your palms flat on the mat, or grab for the sides of the mat, roll your knuckles under the mat, so your thumbs turn up toward the ceiling. Hold here and release. As we're here, we're starting to release the muscles in the front of our body, our psoas. They connect from the abdominals all the way down to the hips. So sometimes a tight psoas is going to contribute to our lower back pain. Hold here for a few more breaths. And gently release, one vertebrae at a time on your exhale. Grab for your bolster or your blanket, whatever you have today, and you're going to place it underneath your knees. Keeping your knees slightly bent, go ahead and take your timer. Set your timer for whatever time you have today for your relaxation and meditation. Be 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever you've got. Take your shoulders, release them to the mat. Hands release at your sides, palms face up. Close your eyes and relax. Let go of any deep breathing that you've been doing and just start to feel how it is to be in your body with an even, natural breath. Spend this time loosening up all the muscles that contribute to sciatic pain. You'll feel the benefits later on when you're walking around and going about your day. Really check in. Do you feel different? Does this help? I know for me it helps immensely. So enjoy your meditation time, really checking in with your breath, relaxing into your body. And visit this practice anytime that your sciatic pain starts to act up. For now, this is where I leave you. I hope you enjoyed today's practice, and I'll see you next week, yogis. Namaste.